Okay. Now, what if you don't mind me asking, what are the plans with businesses? I mean, it's quite frankly the main reason why I'm here, actually.
Perfect, perfect. So let me sort of set the stage here. The mayor's office has had the ability for a long time to set subsidies on businesses based on the type of property. So, for example, let's say there's a commercial property versus an office versus an industrial building. The mayor's office has the ability to subsidize the power and utility bills. So, for example, let's say there was a series of farms or whatever. The state could actually subsidize, let's say, 20% of that power bill. If there was people doing crypto in certain buildings, we could subsidize that. However, due to the lack of legislative writing for the past 6 months, we what should have happened is many months ago there should have been legislation stating that in order to legally own a business, business property, you need a business in place. That would have been the check and balance to ensure that people would not purchase buildings in order to sleep in, which is what's been happening, or purchase a property to do whatever the fuck is happening inside. At bare minimum, they should have been, look, if people are fucking making crack in a building, but it's a commercial property, at the minimum, there should be a front.
Yeah.
That is not the case 90% of the way. And outside of hotels and shit like that, which I'm sure people are doing, people are literally living in buildings as a house. So we now need to find a way to retroactively make that work.
What is the timing on this? And what's the plan for that?
We've been contemplating a couple things. Option number one is to retroactively put laws in place that state that in order to own a property, it needs to be a commercial building. It needs to be tied to a business.
Yes.
If it is not, then it would be forfeited to the state after X amount of time, and you would be given a property credit. So, for example, let's say you purchase a property for $250,000, you might get a $250,000 real estate credit, and the state would repossess it for $250,000 and pass it on to another business at auction for $250,000.
That's fucking genius.
However, I think it's a good idea. The only problem with that, and we've spoken to a couple individuals so far, the concern is that if we were to do something like that, there would be a lot of it's going to be a bitch to move things.
Yeah, for sure.
So the alternative that we're contemplating is rezoning. So let's say there is a property that is industrial, but is not actually industrial. Individuals would have to file for a rezone. And if they do not rezone within 30 days, it gets repossessed. We're kind of playing around with the property thing at the moment, but we don't have a solution just yet.
It's unfortunate because it was left so late and a majority of the properties are gone. So now we're dealt with this massive headache, which the former cabinet just didn't care for at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's something I brought up months ago when I actually bought the warehouse that I bought for. So we essentially run a produce business. I guess not legally because we don't have a business license, whatever. Because I was getting cock-blocked by Max and his wife for months. And we want it to be a public business so people don't think that we are doing such shit out of there or living out of there, right? Like the idea of that I thought why these buildings were tagged as commercial was for that. So I mean, this lines up pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what their reasoning was. And trust me, it gets worse. We're like 16 million in debt right now. We were losing 5 million a day at one point. So there's pretty much, I'll put it this way. The previous administration took the fucking abacus, shook it around, put it on the table and said, okay, good enough.
Jesus.
Most of our time, I think I've spent 40 hours in this office. It hasn't even been a week. Trying to pretty much retroactively fix everything the previous administration fucked up. we're all collectively, we have a good team here. So
It's like too real, guys. It's just too
I'm
real.
not
You
too
know what I mean?
concerned. It's going to be a little bit, but, we're cooking.
Yeah. I mean, thank God it sounds like, you guys are already on actual issues that need to be resolved. So that's good to hear, honestly.
The biggest thing we are aiming for is to bring culture back to Los Santos. I'm not interested in pumping state funds towards a bunch of grinders who are doing tow all day. In fact, we've pulled all the tow money down to 75% paycheck and have approached individuals to start creating tow companies. That's sort of the direction we're going to start pushing things. And I know it's going to piss some people off, but my go-to phrase is "suck my dick."
Hell yeah. I mean, I fucking agree with that.
You're philosophical.
Not sucking your dick, but, the other part.
Well, the current chief of police told me he's been trying to do that for 6 weeks, which is why he's getting let go.
Whoa. Who is the chief of police? I don't even know who the fuck it is. Is it Slacks?
No,
No.
it's
Oh,
Barrick.
thank God, no.
It's Barrick. Okay. Who is Barrick? I've never met this person. I don't think I have. Anyways. All right.
Most
It's
people
okay.
haven't, unfortunately.
part
It's
of the
okay.
problem.
It's not gonna matter.
Okay. Who's taking you guys? Who's taking the job? Have you guys decided? Yeah.
There is we're kind of keeping that the individual knows who they are. We're kind of keeping it close. So there's a bunch of legislation we got to pass prior to that individual taking the helm. But I'll put it this way, things are so down bad in the LSPD. The majority of those that qualify are not interested. And then of those that are interested, tried so heavily to glaze the position and simultaneously didn't have a plan that there's only one person that bubbles to the top. The good thing is that individual, I think, has the determination necessary.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I
But-
mean, fuck. I mean, this is refreshing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually talking to a mayor who's talking about real fucking problems and to be addressed. This is crazy. It's blowing my mind, low key.
Hopefully, by the time we're done, we'll set a standard for future mayors.
Hell yeah. Now, my next question is, if I wanted to get a business license and legitimize my business today, is that possible?
Well, so there's only been 14 businesses since the beginning of time that have been approved.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll let Eve speak to it. Could you, Eve, go ahead.
Yeah. So right now,
If you could
it's,
start also with what you're doing and
yeah.
how that fits into everything.
So to answer your question, you can't get it today because we have a backed up. How many do we have backed up, Nino? Because I physically taking over like the business department, I can't see what Nino can see with the business app. Only the mayor can see it right now. So we're making changes to how the business app is. And right now, sitting here right now, I'm going to ask you, if you have a business, what does it benefit you? Do you feel like there's going to be any benefits to having a business? The answer is no. There's literally no benefit to having a business, and that's what the standard has been in the past 7 months. And moving forward, we're trying to change that by actually changing things. I spoke to somebody who actually has a business, and on the other side of this business app, there's literally nothing that the employees can't even use the business app. So we're trying to make changes to that and make it feel like they can actually progress and have benefits to it. And on top of that, I'm creating a chamber of commerce with departments underneath them. And in those departments will actually be people who want to see business change, including entrepreneurs, starting people who want to just be involved in the process of having a business. So it won't just be people in the mayor's office, it will actually be civilians who can be part of the process.
Okay. I
So
mean,
no-
fuck yeah.
So in other words, could you? Yes. However, we're trying to get legislation passed to make owning a business worthwhile.
Yeah. More
Ideally, it
fruitful
would
and
have
shit. I get it.
been if you own a business. If you own a business, you should be the only one that can legally own a property. But since that's fucked, we're trying
Man,
to
see, that's what I
build it
thought
up
too,
so that
Chad. That's
people
literally
want
what
the
I thought
business
too.
license. Now, to kind of give you a sense of things, we want to be an office that says yes, as opposed to an office that says no and then has the PD go fuck with everybody that doesn't cross the line, because otherwise 95% of the city is going to be at war with us. So when you get that business approved, you should not only get benefits to your property, but We want you to have accounts. We're working with we're putting in proposal. Let me give you an idea of like what we're hoping for. Now,
Okay.
I want to be very clear here. We don't know if this is going to be possible, even though it's funny. You know, you might find this amusing. But like, there's probably like a dozen farms, right?
Right.
Now, do we go in and say none of those farms should operate? I think that's a very dangerous route to go down, given the fact that some of these people have probably been established. Some of them are probably failing. Some of them are probably succeeding. Now, we can go in and just say, fuck all of you guys. But instead, we actually think that's healthy, that they're at least attempting to generate funds. We would instead like to, let's say you created a farm, you get it proposed or whatever. We are pushing forward that you, as a legal farm owner, would be able to get access to things that farm related things that only your business has access to, along with other farms. Does that make sense? So you're getting like the funny, next level of shit.
Yeah, it's funny that you're already on this wavelength. It's interesting. Chad, this is literally like what we want to do.
You
for
know, you and I go along. I mean, we've always been on a very similar wavelength, I feel.
Yeah, no, this is music to my fucking ears. Honestly, it's good to hear.
Effectively, what that does is it's creating a train of, you start as a grinder at toe, you work with some people, you might get a business, you get it going, you sort of prove out that you've got a business model, and then you take that business model and you come to the mayor's office, or the Chamber of Commerce, I should say, and say, look, we got something working. We now have proved that we're making money off this. Get it approved, and now you're getting extra shit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to go too deep into this because who knows what's going to happen.
Yep.
But
yep.
That's kind of the wavelength we're on.
I mean, I fucking like it. Fuck yeah. I mean, we definitely, I'm glad you've become the mayor. You know, I think it's going to go very well.
It's going to be interesting. I couldn't do it without the team in here, the folks who aren't, present.
Hell yeah. Everyone needs a good team. You know what I mean?
Are there other things that have sort of crossed your mind, including, other realms of business?
I mean, honestly, every concern I had here, it seems like you're already addressing, so I'm all good. Yeah, I mean, I'm all good. I can't really think of anything now. So, like I said, we're very much on similar ways of thinking right now, so it's good to hear.
In regards to your interactions with the police department, who are your top 3 go-tos of, if you yourself could pick a chief of police, who would your top 3 be?
If me myself could pick up a chief of police, and it doesn't matter which department, or like specifically from the LSPD?
I'd say with the LSPD,
Anybody.
but you can extend beyond that. Now, to be clear, I'm asking this of various groups because, as you know, the cops are going to pick their thing, but when your rights are being violated, who's concerned with your rights, who's concerned with jumping into a gang shooting because YOLO, and who's being a lot more sensible.
I mean, I really only have 2 picks. Really, it would be Nakota would be my number 1, hard number 1 by miles, and then McNulty I'd like. So he would be my number 2, but I have some personal red flags with McNulty, but my only pick would probably be Nakota, honestly.
Are your red flags that he's very blue line?
Define blue
Thin
line.
blue line. Thin blue line is like, my cops do nothing wrong.
It's also an us versus them mentality.
Not really. My personal gripes with McNulty is just professionalism. But maybe I'm being too harsh on that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're very similar commentary from others.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be my only concern. But like I said, maybe I get it. Everybody's human at the end of the day, so maybe I'm being harsh on that. But it's just professionalism. It's twatting shit. Inciting fucking violence, trying to fucking poke the bear. Shit like that.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done this in a while, but these were my first experiences with McNulty's. Back in the day, there's a lot of like twatting shit that would instigate potential violence and whatnot.
have you seen police nosedive into gang shootings?
Brother. Did you not hear what happened last night?
I haven't. No.
Oh, here, I'll give you guys a little fun story, okay? So, yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard of a gang called the Besties, but they've been hunting me down. Can't figure out why. Just randomly out of the blue, started hunting me down. Whatever. End of my day, starts coming down to the end of my day. Been around, whatever. Getting ready to wrap things up and, head to my apartment, go to bed. I'm driving my van, high rates of speed, down towards Legion. Some random car pulls in front. We get into a car accident. I hop out the car. I'm talking to this guy, what the fuck was that? Clearing up whatever the fuck happened. And he goes, be careful. The besties are around. We just saw them, right? I guess he was trying to warn me, and I was just trying to figure out why the fuck, he was driving like a maniac. As this is happening, a black Gauntlet, okay, fully tinted fucking windows, drives right past the van, pulls in front of the van, maybe 6 to 8 feet away, okay? 2 gunmen hop out, guns drawn, pointed at my fucking van. The guy I was with pulls out his gun, smokes these 2 guys. Comes to find out, these motherfuckers were cops. Yeah. So then all of a sudden, we're like in a fucked up situation where the guy next to me just shut down 2 cops who we thought were fucking gangbangers.
Did they have vests? Wait, why the fuck are they?
Why are they in a blacked out gauntlet?
Well, that's exactly it, right? So then I got to thinking. Were these guys are these guys trying to get? Are they trying to bait people to shoot them? Because why the fuck would cops ever be in a blacked out Gauntlet, fully tinted fucking windows? Like, you can't tell me you're trying to be undercover. That's not being undercover. That's trying to do something else.
They legally cannot. Oh my god! So CID or whatever the fuck it's called is already been disbanded. So I don't even know where that authority even came from. That's oh my lord.
Yeah, so I went directly to the marshals with this. I made a report, so I'm hoping. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I mean, I can't think of another. It felt like entrapment to its full extent. I mean, the guy next to me, he's not trying to kill motherfuckers unless he feels like he needs to. You know what I mean?
They hopped out. Like
they hopped out, guns drawn, everything.
What the fuck? Did you have a warrant?
No, nobody had warrants. Nothing. I have a clean record. I'm wanted for nothing. And the guy with me literally just got out of jail.
Did he get charged, the other person?
He got charged for not shooting the original 2, but he got charged for obviously it turned out into a massive thing. So other cops got involved, and he was fucking. I wasn't involved much after that. I just stayed to myself, and he fucking ran off or whatever. But I'm working with Robin, and I'm actually gonna try to get my bar license, become a lawyer, and I need to start fighting this shit.
That's a good fucking idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it drove me crazy. It absolutely drove me crazy. But
trust me when I say, when you become a lawyer, you're gonna see a whole other side of headache. We're trying to fix some of that.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean,
Anything else?
I mean, that's not to be fair. I don't think that really happens all the fucking time. It was just a very interesting.
It does.
Well, it doesn't happen to me, anyways, right? But when it does happen, it's very specific individuals usually. And I mean, you guys can probably guess who that was. I mean, honestly, you can guess who
Assuming it's a Den.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's Den Shiesty, yeah. So. It's always, I like Dan. The guy's got great personality, but, this motherfucker, it's a lot of the crazy experiences I have with the PD usually starts with Den.
There's, that's kind of the biggest challenge that we're sort of running down is there needs to be police accountability, but we're trying to also with our candidates let them know we want immediate action, right? They do shit like this, suspend the guy for a fucking day. Don't spend 2 weeks contemplating whether to fire him because you don't need Den to be gone, but
yeah,
he should be bitched down and forced to work sanitation as a suspension.
Oh yeah,
I think that middle ground is the way so that we don't end up with either extreme.
I actually agree with that because I'm on the same page. That's why I said about McNulty. It's professionalism, but I don't know if I'm being harsh because I'm not trying to jump to either extreme because I have my own. He's got his own reasons as well that are probably valid as to why he reacted in the ways that he did. Right.
I think going on Twitter and baiting criminals is unprofessional and should be like couple hours suspension. That's me.
I agree for the most part. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not a criminal, but yeah.
But there's lines. But there's lines. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You don't want to close all of that out, but at the same time, there needs to be at least some kind of slap on the wrist.
I agree. Damn, me and you are just on the same page.
Is there
with
any
everything.
questions you got for Lang here? Billy? This is my Kamala Harris right here. So in case I get sick, she's going to be taking over.
Or die. You know, we won't want that to happen, but just in case he does, you know what I mean?
Okay,
do you
good
have
to
any
know. Good to
questions?
fucking know. All right.
Easy.
Well, I appreciate
Lang,
the time,
thank you so
guys.
much for your time. Appreciate it.
Hell
If there's
yeah.
any kinds of legislation that comes up, you're like, yo, we need something like this, please let me know.
Will
or
do.
let Abby know. She's our fuck, I forgot your title.
Attorney General. And pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lang.
Pleasure to meet you guys. I'm very, very excited. Anything I feel needs to be brought up, I'll let you guys know immediately. Thank you so much for the time.
Looking
Thank you
forward
so
to
much.
seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's good to see you guys. Good to see you, Weave.
You too, Lang.
Somebody might unlock the door.
Vivian Gray. What do you think about?
Hard ass. Probably good though.
Easy.
Excuse me.
She's not scared of people, which is a good thing. Too many pussies in the city.
Agreed.